As a matter of fact, one of those states that will be having elections is Kano. Quite an interesting state, which a lot of eyes will be on. We'll talk about that soon. But we do have our correspondent there. He joins us now to tell us what's going on there, because many want to find out how will the pendulum swing. What about the people in Kano, the electorate? What are they up to? Sadiq Ilyas joins us. He's our correspondent there. Hello, Sadiq. What's going on?
Kano State is very calm, unlike the previous presidential and National Assembly elections, where just close to the election, we had some hitches and clashes between thugs and some politicians. And what is actually happening now in Kano is that the police are doing a very good job in ensuring that this did not happen here in Kano State, just like the previous elections. What actually happened yesterday was that the NNPP and the APC scheduled, one of the parties scheduled a protest and the other scheduled a rally. And because of their antecedents, the police actually advised them not to go on with their procession. And they hit to that advice from the police, which they didn't do. And we didn't have any clash as a result of that. And right now here with me, I am with Mr. Maulud Adam, who is going to give us an update on the preparations of the Independent National Electoral Commission, especially looking at the elections was postponed for the Independent National Electoral Commission to have an opportunity to configure their beavers. Tell us how far with regards to the configuration of the beavers in Kano.
Good morning, Nigeria. In Kano, things are very much different because Kano is very large. We have about 11,222 polling units in Kano State. And as well, we have 484 registration areas in Kano State. As well, we have 44 local government in Kano State. And Kano is the second most populous state in Nigeria after Lagos. I want to tell you that the postponement of the one-week election is also an advantage in Kano State, because all the hitches we have during the presidential and National Assembly elections, we have already now putting things in order now. I want to tell you that during the presidential election, we have hitches with regard to transportation of ad hoc staff, and as well as the other arrangements. But now we have settled that issue, which is as a result of the contract we have between the NATO and the NURTW, where we have some issues. But now we have all understood each other now.
Just like you said, there was some hitches. A lot of polling units commenced the election very late. How sure are you this time around this will not happen?
What I want to tell you that as of yesterday, all our sensitive materials are already on ground in the 44 local governments in the Kano State. And today, they are going to move, today Friday, they are all going to be moved to the registration areas. And the issue we have the other time, where we cannot be able to start maybe an election in some polling units, not all, but in some only few polling units, is as a result of this issue of transportation, which you have already sorted now. Yeah. So I believe we are not going to see this kind of issues now. And I want to assure Nigerians and the Kano State that we are very much ready now. And yesterday, we had a refresher training for the SPOs, which are the officers that are going to take charge at the registration areas. And today we are going to do another refresher training for the collection officers. So I want to tell you that we are very good to go in Kano State, and we are going to see free, fair, and credible elections during this election tomorrow coming.
Talking about inclusion, in the last election, we observed that there is no presence of availability of equipment that will help and aid persons living with disability in the polling units. What did you do about that in this election?
Well, I want to tell you that now everything is on ground, and for each local government, we have already separated this, we have distributed and we are going to see changes. Even this one is as a regard of, late arrival from Abuja, but now everything is on ground, and I want to assure you that everything is going to be on ground during this election comes tomorrow.
When the coalition was going on in some local government in the last election, some ad hoc staff protested that they didn't get their transport allowances. So what are your preparations now that the governorship election is starting?
Well, I want to tell you and assure you that the CVM in Kano State have fulfilled their promise. We have some little cash, though it's not in full complement, but we have cash that we can be able to start the payments for this transportation and maybe feeding, and the other payments are going to be on online. And we have several ad hoc staff which we are dealing with in Kano State, being the second most populous state in the nation. But I want to assure you that all our payment has been made, and before this election tomorrow, we have already made all our payments, and we are going to see difference this coming election.
We hope so. Thank you very much, Mr. Maulud. This is Mr. Maulud Adam, who is the Public Relations Officer here in Kano State. And in just 24 hours or less than 24 hours, the 5 million registered voters or over 5 million registered voters here in Kano are expected to go to the polls to choose their preferred candidates. Although in the last election, less than 40% of the electorate went out to vote. We are hoping to see more turnout in the next election. Chamberlain, back to you.
Well, yes, indeed. Thank you, Sadiq. But just before you go, we know that, yeah, we'll be coming back to Kano to get some update on security. But in terms of the voters, haven't seen how the elections panned out the last time, some security concerns that they raised. Do you have any inkling as to what their mindset is? Are they still going to come out in droves for the elections, or what are you hearing at the moment?
Well, because of the tension, a lot of people have expressed fear that this election there might be violence. But because the security agencies are doing a lot to ensure that there is peace, just like I told you, yesterday there was a scheduled protest and a rally, but the police actually did very, very well to ensure that this did not happen and there wasn't any clash yesterday. So this is actually very reassuring for the voters, and I am very positive that the voters will come out in large numbers to cast their vote tomorrow.
You also spoke to you also spoke to new voters the last time, just before the presidential election. So were you able to catch up with either the same set of people or new people who were enthusiastic before the presidential elections, and now do they still feel the same way? Haven't seen how things turned out?
Well, yeah, a lot of new voters are very enthusiastic to go and cast their vote tomorrow, because they are more even interested in the state election than they were with the presidential elections. They have their own personal reasons, but they do have strong interest in going to the polls tomorrow and cast their votes. Back to you.
All right, Sadiq Ilyas, thank you very much indeed. Brilliant reporting. Sadiq, our correspondent in Kano.